Hi everybody, my name is Jason Boss and I'm a researcher at 153news.net, and I have been researching the phenomena of unknown MAC addresses appearing everywhere. And I've been looking over the data that other people have been having, and I've been consorting and putting together my entire set of own data that I have. And today I just did another experiment. Well, I had one of my kids do an experiment for me. And so as we are out in the middle of a little town in South America, or between South America and Central America, a little place called Panama. In this, we are researching those who have been vaccinated. And there is a phenomenon that comes up when you set your phone to the right settings in developer mode. You can see that people that have been vaccinated are now emitting at least one MAC address, Bluetooth. It's waiting in a state that is in a receptive state. The people are awaiting a command center. And as I was studying the Bluetooth today, it is very clear that you don't even need to send these people with these Bluetooth MAC addresses an IP address. All that needs to happen is the interface, the command and control console, needs to be activated. You need to connect into them. And more than likely, the sequence that is an access list that is stopping just anybody from controlling the people who have been vaccinated is probably an ACL list of a certain MAC address or a range of MAC addresses that are meant to control the humans now that they have been turned into cyborgs. Now this was on January 16th. It is Tuesday, and this is the beginning of the test right here. And as you can see from this, it was 8:22 in the morning when my son got to this little village, this little tiny town, and he set up shop. And this is basically a place for old people. And he is helping them out with their computers. And this was what the scan looked like. Now what you are looking at right here, the main thing that we are looking at is this number right here. This was from this morning's software. This is using what they call war driving software. It's called Wiggle Wi-Fi. It has been around a tremendous amount of years, decade I think, or over more. And it is something that is it's very, very good. What this software's job is to do is to scan in 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and Bluetooth. And it also logs your towers, how many access points are in a certain range. Now, as of 8:22 in the morning, it had logged 576 2.4 gigahertz access points, which is normal. That is something that you would normally see, and it was about a 10-mile range. And again, this is a very unpopulated part of the world. So this is not a big city, this is a small town. So 8:22 is when we had our first 326. Now, as we are getting them, I told him to send me all of these things, and the next timestamp that we have is 8:47. And at 8:47 in the morning, it went from 360 to 380. And so this was before the traffic of the people started walking in and around this area. We still have roughly around the same amount of access points. But the things that are popping up is this. When you see things, these MAC addresses right here, and the lower the number is, like this -63 and the -58, the one below that, the lower the number is, the stronger the power of the device is. So with a -63, somebody is standing, sorry about that, somebody's standing right next to them. And so as you see these, many of the Bluetooth are coming up as uncategorized, or they just don't know. And in the world of IT and how people build networking and all sorts of devices, is every manufacturer has a specific set of MAC addresses that they have. Now, just for instance, this one right here, where it says it says 2AD0, I'm going to say it as we say it in the tech world, 2 Alpha Delta 0 Frank 5. That should become inside of a database. That should have a vendor, and it should have exactly what kind of device we're going to be dealing with. and this vendor would have all of these. And so I think I went to the next one. Let me get right there. So this was right there. We had 380 Bluetooths, roughly about 20 minutes later. So the next reading comes to us at 8:56. This is about 10 minutes later after this, and we've gone up significantly, 424. And this is just the beginning. And lots and lots of things like this, uncategorized, right? Nobody knows what they are. And when I start pulling in these MAC addresses on the last video I did, there are no vendors for these. And so this is very, very peculiar. So then we have it at 9:34, and we've jumped up to 501 people. Now, before I go through these other stats and show you guys this, I'm going to show you a little video they did from there of where exactly we're looking at here. So it's simply groups of people that are in this that keep coming in and out and revolving around this. Now the last one was 501, and that timestamp again was at 9:34. At 10:01, we're up to nearly 700. So the people are now coming through and walking through, and as they are walking through, the MAC address list is building up tremendously. This should not ever happen. This is something where the people have now been changed into cyborgs. The vaccine has some sort of nanotech operating system that some of these people are actually transmitting multiple MAC addresses because there's way too many. So at 10:01, we had 691. And I told Jade, your robot friends are all around you. And he goes, the numbers are just keep going up. So at 10:26, we end up with 786 MAC addresses. Guys, this is a very, very small grouping of people, maybe a couple hundred that walked through, and they are generating mass amounts of networking infrastructure. So we go into the next time right here at 10:32, and you have 848 people. So going from 10:32 to 11:05, we have 1,010 unknown MAC addresses. Now let me take that back. There are known MAC addresses. There are also known and also much unknown. But there's many, many, many more unknown. Lots of them. Things that you would not see unless you saw a world where people have now become computers. And so let's continue on. And again, I told them to shoot me a video of this. And this was after they left and a 10-mile back trip on a bus. And we ended this at 12:12 of stepping off the bus to 1,495 different Bluetooth devices in a very, very densely populated place in the world. Now, I know a lot of other people are doing this. Now, everybody can download this. This is called Wiggle Wi-Fi. If you go to the Android Play Store, if you have an Android phone, you can type in war driving and Wiggle, and this will pop up. It simply runs. If you have your Bluetooth on, you can scan and it will start grabbing these. Now this saves it into a very good file format, and I'm about to go through these file formats, and we're going to pull out everything that is known, and we're going to look at the unknown. And so the next video segment we're going to do is we're going to group all of these 1,495 into specific categories. And I believe what we're going to find out is we're somehow going to figure out what batch number these people were vaccinated with. And somehow within all of these people have all been turned into computers. And as far-fetched as you think this sounds, please understand that Bill Gates has been at this for a very long time. He and his cronies and his father, they are into Planned Parenthood, they're into eugenics, they are into what they want to depopulate the world. All of him and all of his friends have now successfully turned everybody into a giant Windows network. And if you realize something that's very scarier than this, is that Bill Gates doesn't put out great software. If you run Windows software, guaranteed at some point you're going to have to repair your machine. You will get a crappy update. You will get crappy software. You will get hacked. You will get owned. And now this entire crappy operating system is now in human beings. And these people are awaiting a reception. Now, the people that are vaccinated should be very upset. Somebody should be clamoring to start collecting their paychecks because they've all been basically turned into a useful machine. And I have no idea how people are keeping this under the rug, but the people are emitting mass amounts of networking inside of them. And when you think about the cancers going off the rails, when you talk about cell phones over the years that you put cell phones to your head and people get cancer, they get tumors in their head, long-term use of any RF is not good. But now you have people with 2 and 3 different networking devices in them emitting a signal. That means you have literally become a human cell phone. You become a walking, powering network board. They no longer need PCB boards. You are the PCB board. You are the green board. You're the diodes. You're the capacitors. You're the everything is built into this. And this is what they are wanting. And this is a very scary time in our lives. So if you are unvaccinated, congratulations. If you're wondering if you're vaccinated, simply turn it into a developer mode if you're using Android, and you can scan yourself and you can see. And if you are, I don't know what to say other than you need a firewall. The human beings now need a firewall because they are inferior operating systems than what they used to be. They're running dual boot operating systems. One a Windows network and one a network our creator has built for us. And now this is clay and iron being mixed. And it is the weakest of all civilizations. Have a good day.